Hello, creative friends, and welcome to Cute 3D Studio. I'm so excited to take you on this journey into the adorable world of 3D modeling and printing. If you've ever wanted to create your own cute figurines but thought it was too complicated, I'm here to show you just how fun and simple it can be. In this series, we'll be using Nomad Sculpt for modeling and bambulab for printing. Now, let's get started. For today's tutorial, I'm assuming you've already installed Nomad Sculpt on your iPad and have a bambulab printer set up. If you haven't installed Nomad Sculpt yet, please take a moment to download it from the App Store. It costs around $15 as of March 2025 and is absolutely worth it for the creative possibilities. In this series, we'll be creating this adorable little bear. As you can see, it's made with simple shapes that anyone can create, even if you're new to 3D modeling. Don't worry if yours doesn't look exactly like mine. Each creation will have its own unique charm. Now, is everyone ready with their iPads? Let's begin our modeling journey. First, let's open Nomad Sculpt. You'll see this screen. To make modeling easier, we'll change just 4 settings today: camera, background, shading environment, interface. First, let's change the camera setting from perspective to orthographic. Tap the camera icon in the top left corner of the screen. Then select orthographic. Why make this change? Orthographic view shows objects at their true size, regardless of distance. Unlike perspective mode, where objects appear smaller as they get farther away, orthographic mode makes it easier to align shapes and see true proportions. This is especially helpful when creating characters with simple shapes. Now, for our second setting, let's adjust the background. Tap on the icon next to the camera. Here, you can set your background. You can change the background to whatever color you prefer. Feel free to choose a color you like. However, for beginners, I recommend using a darker color. This is because we're going to turn on the grid in the bottom left corner. The grid helps you visually understand your model's position in 3D space, which is really helpful. If you set your background to a bright color, the grid becomes difficult to see. So for your first projects, a darker background works best. For our third setting, let's change the shading environment setting to Piazza Martin Lutero 1K. Tap on the shading options and scroll through the environment choices until you find this one. What is an environment setting? It's essentially the lighting setup that illuminates your 3D model. The environment determines how light falls on your creation, affecting shadows and highlights. The Piazza Martin Lutero 1K environment provides a balanced, natural lighting that makes it easier to see the details and curves of our model. This lighting helps us better visualize how our cute bear will look in real life, which is especially important when we're working with simple shapes and want to make sure they blend together nicely. For the matte cap setting, this is a matter of preference, but since Nomad Sculpt is an app where you sculpt like clay, I think having a clay-like texture makes it easier to understand. For this tutorial, I'll use Legacy or Matte Cap Skin. Something like PXG clay might be even more clay-like, so that's another good option. Finally, let's adjust the interface setting in the top right. Under presets, you can change the color. The default reddish color isn't very easy to see, so I've changed mine to a yellowish color. That's it for our settings. Alright, let's start creating a bear using Nomad Sculpt. I'll walk you through it step by step at a relaxed pace, so feel free to follow along and sculpt with me. Let's start by creating our bear's head. We'll begin with a simple sphere. Don't worry about perfecting the mesh right now. We'll refine everything together later. Once you have your sphere in place, hit Validate to confirm. Now for the ears. Let's add another sphere. We'll use the mirror tool to create symmetrical ears. This saves us from having to make each ear individually. Select the gizmo tool and move it around. See how we now have two spheres? That's the magic of mirroring. Let's adjust the size of our ears. Tap and drag the outer circle of the gizmo tool to resize them. Now let's position our ears correctly. Adjust the angle until they look just right. When you're happy with the placement, hit Validate. Time to create our bear's body. The body isn't symmetrical, so if you're still in the mirror tool, let's exit that mode. Adjust the angle to position the body correctly underneath the head. When you're satisfied with the placement, hit Validate. Next up are the arms. Are you getting the hang of it now? Let's use the mirror tool again to create symmetrical arms. Select the gizmo tool, move it around, and adjust the size of the arms. Remember to view your model from different angles as you work. Now, let's adjust the arm angles. Rotate the inner circle of the gizmo tool to change the angle. See how they rotate? Perfect. Let's create the legs using the same technique. I bet you can do this part without much instruction now, right? Our bear is looking cute, but he wouldn't stand up if he printed him as is. Let's create a small cylindrical base to help him stand. Now that we have all parts of our bear, let's refine the overall mesh. Select all parts and apply voxel remeshing. A value between 150 and 180 works well for this model. Notice how everything merges into one unified model. The areas where different parts join might look a bit rough after remeshing, so let's smooth those out with the smooth brush. One important thing to remember: once you've merged everything with voxel remeshing, you can't move individual parts anymore. So make sure you're happy with the overall positioning before merging. Don't forget to apply voxel remeshing and smoothing to the base as well. Leave some space between the body and the base. This will help with printing support structures. If they're too close, you might have trouble removing the supports later. Time to give our bear some personality. Let's add the facial features. Create the eyes and nose using small spheres. For the mouth, we'll use the crease tool. Try the invert option to change the expression. Feel free to experiment until you get the perfect smile. Our adorable bear is complete. Let's save our work. For 3D printing, select everything and export as an STL file. Next time, we'll prepare our model for printing using Bambu Studio. In our next video, I'll show you how to import the STL model we created into Bambu Studio and walk through the printing process. Don't worry, if you take it step by step, you'll soon be creating your own original characters with ease. I've never formally studied design or art. I just loved doodling since I was little, filling any blank space on paper I could find. While dreaming of creating my own character someday, I graduated from a regular university and ended up working in a field completely unrelated to creativity as time passed by. 5 years ago, when I first discovered 3D printers, I remember feeling so excited. I thought, maybe I can create my own cute things with this. I installed software on my PC and started teaching myself 3D modeling, but I couldn't quite figure out how to make the cute things I imagined, and eventually stopped using it. A few years later, I discovered Nomad Sculpt. This app lets you create 3D models with a feeling similar to playing with clay. The intuitive interface made it so accessible and fun. From there, I began learning bit by bit after work and on weekends. The joy I felt when I first 3D printed my own creation is something I'll never forget. I still surround my workspace with cute things. Now, it's the characters I've created with Nomad Sculpt that keep me company. When the weekend comes after a busy work week, I get excited thinking about what to create next. As you saw in today's video, even combining simple spheres can bring your imagination to life. I hope you'll experience the joy of creating something you've imagined with your own hand. I'm still learning Nomad Sculpt and just getting started with 3D printing myself. Let's enjoy creating cute things with 3D printers together. The model we created today is uploaded on Maker World. If you have a 3D printer, please try printing it. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like and subscribe for more cute 3D printing projects. Drop a comment if you have any questions or suggestions for future models. Happy creating!